16 surfers left on the men's side. Julian Wilson taking on Michael Rodrigues to get things started. You already see Wilson with a .7 as he tried to get an early start, so priority already underway with Rodrigues. Good time to be a goofy foot to show it straight up vertical in the pocket. Julian Wilson on the windup. Tail blow into reverse to start off with an explosive maneuver out the back. Here comes the wrapping cutback. And now Wilson into this inside corner. He's got the end section approaching and drills it shut. So at the .7, kind of got rid of priority, which has almost been a curse through a lot of heats. Fin throw reverse he's been doing since he's a little kid. He's had so many trips to Karamas, he knew exactly what he was doing on this first section.
Yeah, that he did. You could tell by that stall right when he took off on the wave that he was planning something similar to that. But, you know, just getting out on that open face again. But the first turn, I mean, you know, really identifying the fact there's not going to be a lot more down the line. So to create a good score, you've got to go for it big on that first maneuver. You know, the judges said earlier this morning that they're going to throw big scores at innovation and commitment to that first maneuver. You can tell when he stood nice and tall there at the beginning of that wave, readjusting his feet, that he was going to go to the air. And Julian Wilson, one of the best at it. Total commitment to that there, underneath priority, and this is where you can do a lot of damage. You know, when you're sitting out the back of Karamas with priority, you kind of feel like you need to wait for those set waves. Well, I think then you've got to just accept the fact that you're going to lose. So for me, it's got to be black and white. Go out there and wipe the floor with your opponent and make it absolutely clear cut that you're going to win that heat.
Wilson under priority. Hard off the bottom, going for the big alley-oop that he's famous for in a free surf out here, where he grabs with that left hand and whips it around. Is often called a crazy spin.
It'd be hard to get over a 5-point ride by catching a sort of an inside wave. But, you know, nevertheless, a good start. Get the ball rolling, get warmed up, get a couple of waves under your belt, and then go out the back and wait for your turn.
Wilson swinging again. Beautiful lip line to work with. And just ends up searching down the line. There's so much anticipation. Just setting that rail, waiting for the lip to show up. He opts out of that opportunity.
If the wave doesn't let you do it. So that's the ever-changing playing field that you've got to be so in touch with.
Locking into his first wave of the matchup, Michael Rodrigues gets a clean snap. Gets out in front now and sets the rail back into the power source. Whipping cut back for Emrod, and he'll continue to lay down that rail. Searching for a little ramp, throw tail reverse, complete. In a pretty tough space to lift that board out.
So, what are you thinking, Joe?
Great start, lots of different maneuvers. And we have our comparison to Julian's 5. Where are we going to go from there, Putz?
I think very similar. I think it's going to be in that 5 range.
See what he did out the back.
I kind of like the fact there's no stickers on it. It just makes that board look nice and clean. Kind of got stuck behind the section there, which is going to hurt the score. But then as Emrod does, I mean, he's so sharp and so fast on his feet. He made it work all the way through the inside. So doing some damage on the smaller part of this wave, widening that stance, and that's that whip to get it around to finish that wave off. But a great start and a great finish. Just kind of missed the one section through the middle. Busting the fins out the back, getting a little bit of drift on that lip line. And then this is the part of the wave where he kind of missed that section. Finally got around and then really tagged it towards the back part of it. So I think that downtime in the midsection of the wave is going to hurt the score just a little bit. But as I said, a great start and a great finish. And it's kind of how you finish sometimes. It leaves that lasting impression on the judges.
Still plenty of time on the clock here in the round of 16. And Rodrigues will take this wave under priority on his way back out. Glassy open face, going for a tail high reverse, stomps it.
Landed clean, stomped that thing smoothly and come straight out of it. Would have been good if he had some more wave to work with, but the commitment that he had right there, covered a lot of distance, landed nice and clean. I would have gone into a nice big wrapping cutty just to finish it off, but Rodrigues happy with the work done on this wave. Underneath the priority of Julian Wilson, almost a full rotation. Lands super clean. Shuffles his feet back, and instead of going into the cutback, decides to look at the judges and say, yep, is that better than a 5? We'll wait and see.
Michael Rodrigues exploding under priority. That air was big and the landing was very critical.
Even to second base, you know, and that last one was a a solid hit and under priority, and I think he's capitalizing on that. He's up again. Looks like he's going to go for the air again. A little bit too rotated there, but I like what Rodrigues is doing, and I think the confidence went through the roof on that last make.
Thank you, Strider. And I think we're also learning from the panel. They did say progression highly rewarded. Welcome back to paradise. Surfer's heaven. Wilson loves it. He's up and riding now, looking for a ramp. There's the alley-oop. Board flies away, and he goes straight down. Wilson reacting to the score from Michael Rodrigues and wanted to match him above the lip and finished runner-up in the world in his best season to date. During that last replay, Rodrigues pulled into the pit.
Yeah, just a little bit too deep there for Michael Rodrigues. Up in the face of the water. Here we go, live action.
Julian slipping off. Trying to just racetrack that inside corner.
Yeah, I mean, that's you could tell his sense of urgency starting to creep in there. And when that happens, Joe, mistakes come thereafter.
It was the 25th, the round 2 loss he had to Tikanui Smith at Chopo, Tahiti. As we look at Rodrigues. Healthy wall to work with, punches the fins out, but loses the handle off the top.
Well, because it's running away from you. The wave's not pushing back at you, and I think that's what you need. You know, I think maybe look for the waves that are breaking a little deeper on the reef. Even though they're a closeout, it'll give you that speed, and then all of a sudden that lip shows its face. But these waves where you're catching on the shoulder, kind of running out to sea and not really producing those lips that are necessary for the aerial maneuvers.
Rodrigues reacting to Julian, letting this go. Full wrap, nice down carve. Beautiful section to square up vertically, letting the fins hang out. The other carve through the inside, and what a wave to pick off from Wilson.
Julian lets it go. Rodrigues says, thank you very much. First turn, nice, clean, gouging maneuver. Live action though.
Important ride for Wilson, and he knows it. There's the crazy spin, and he ends up flying away. Michael Rodrigues, 7.0 under priority. 6.67 on the single maneuver, massive punt. Wilson now needs an 8.67 with 25 seconds on this wave. Smaller insider, he's got to go really big on this one. 2 turns now, the second a blowtail, and he slips off and goes down. Another massive upset here at the Corona Bali protected. Michael Rodrigues will be into his first quarterfinal of 2019.
Well, you know, that was a bit of a brain fade, to be honest with you, there from Julian Wilson to let that wave go. That was a beautiful wave, had a great sort of little pocket on it for some big turns. Rodrigues said thank you very much and dropped the 7.0. I mean, Julian Wilson's rail game was good enough to get that score, I thought, all day long, but in the heat of the moment, he looked at that wave thinking, I need an air to win this. Didn't happen.
Impressive performance from Michael Rodrigues, getting one of the better combined heat totals of the day so far as he moves to the quarterfinals.